All right, we're here at Copley Indians head coach John Kromalic. And Coach Kromalic, come into this season, obviously last year, you guys finished off at 5-6. You guys hosted a playoff game against Revere, and you came up short against the 34-28. But just kind of talk about some of the things that you could look back on as you guys are getting prepared for the upcoming 2025 season.
Yeah, I think the nice thing is there's a lot of experience coming back. I think I've said that last year as well. But this is a class that we started a lot of sophomores my first year here when we struggled. We went 1-9. And last year, they really turned the corner after those first 5 games. And we really saw them run a great stretch at the back and be able to host a playoff game at home, which was really a big deal for us. And allowing us to have all that experience back, installs, summer, competition, everything, gets a little bit easier kind of as you go through that. So we've been pretty fortunate to have that.
I think the biggest thing is starting a freshman quarterback in that playoff game last year. Dane Wininger, he replaces Guillaume Manziel. Just kind of talk about what are some of the things that he can lead on to your offense this year, and how excited you are for leading to our offense.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be a sophomore this year. Obviously, him coming in and playing in a big moment like that. He actually had to come in 3 different times last year, so he got a really a wealth of experience, and he goes against a great defense in practice every day. So I think all those things are really helping him mature and start to get reps and see some more game-like situations. So it's great having him have that experience, but he's still going to be young.
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk about some of the other players. Lucas Tielsch, the Minnesota commit, Andrew McKnight, he had 15 touchdowns last year. Colin Witherspoon, Relay Trials, Jacob Planewski. I mean, the list goes on and on. With the experience really helps. Just talk about how those guys will really be a big impact, and even talk about some of the other players as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I could rattle off, 11 different guys, and I'll try to. But, Lucas Tielsch, obviously bringing him back is a huge deal for us. He's been a great left tackle. He's only missed 1 game since he was a freshman, starting on varsity. So great experience there. Donovan Crook came in last year, gave us a lot of experience as well at nose, a big-time defensive lineman for us. Malachi Childs has been fun to watch in camp this year. He had a great offseason, and him and Hendrick Sickles are both 2 of our linebackers, middle linebackers, and they just had a great camp. They keep pushing us, and we've really benefited from having them. Colin Witherspoon is getting great takeaways at practice and giving us tough looks, and he does a great job. Andrew McKnight, since he was a sophomore, leading our team in receiving yards and touchdowns, has just been great. There's some other guys that that I think are going to surprise some people this year. Jacob Kuskowski was number 2 in receiving yards last year as a sophomore. He kind of gets lost because of some of the wealth of experience that we have and some of the guys that we have. So I'm sure I left some guys out, but we're just very fortunate to have all those guys.
Yeah, talk about some of the goals in mind that you have for your team upcoming in the 2025 season.
Yeah. I think a big goal of ours is kind of get over the hump. We got to 5-5 last year. We want a winning football season. That's the big deal for us, and we want to. We really want to take it to some of those teams that we haven't been able to play in games with the last few years. I think the Highlands and the Aurors of the world are very tough teams, and we really we want to play in ball games with them and give them more problems. I think getting into the playoffs is great, but we haven't had a playoff victory here in 25 years. So that would be a big one for us, is going to get a playoff game win.
All right, here at Copley wide receiver Andrew McKnight. And Andrew, coming into this season, obviously last year you guys went 1-4 in the middle of the season, but I think you guys played your best football. You guys won 4 of the last 5, hosted a playoff game. You guys fell short against Revere in that playoff game. But talk about how that last playoff game against Revere really fueled you guys to come back with a lot of momentum and confidence going into this season.
I mean, just obviously coming up short in that game, we all were upset about it, and that just fueled us to work harder in the off season. Ever since November, we've been working just to improve from last year and get better.
Yeah, I mean, for you personally, you had 15 touchdowns last year. Just talk about some of the things that you could improve on into your game going into your senior season.
The number one I say is blocking, just providing for my teammates. I can get mine, but I also need to help them get theirs.
I think it really helps when you have a sophomore quarterback who really started that playoff game last year. I think he had a couple touchdown passes to you in that playoff game. How awesome is it just to be having Dane, just as a sophomore quarterback, just to be leading that offense?
It's great. Me and Dane, we've been close for a while through sports growing up, and we have a connection, and it works out pretty well.
You know, besides him, you got Lucas Tielsch, the Minnesota commit, big offensive lineman. You got Colin Witherspoon, Lineman, Trials, Jacobson, Kazushi, Hedrick Sequels. I mean, the list goes on and on with the many players you guys have returning. Just talk about how the big impact that is for your team. Even talk about some of the other players as well.
I mean, it's a big experience thing. We're all used to it. There's no jitters going on Friday nights, really. And then we also, with that, we have younger guys who know what they're doing and can step in.
Yeah, what are some of the goals and insights that you have for your team going into this season?
Mainly what the others said. We just want to improve from last year, obviously get better, and then, we want to win playoff games and do our best.
All right, we're here with Copley and his offensive lineman at Minnesota Gophers commit Lucas Tielsch. And Lucas, coming into this season, obviously last year, you guys were at the pinnacle point we'll run for. But I think turn things around for you guys. Won 4 of the last 5 to finish out the regular season at 5-5 to host a playoff game. And you guys fell short against Revere. But talk about how last season and that playoff game really fueled you guys to really come back with a lot of momentum going into this season.
I think it fueled us a lot. We have a lot of returning starters. We have a big senior class this year, and I think it's going to be really great because we've all had that experience last year of making it to the playoffs, having a home playoff game, playing Revere. We all saw what happened when we lost that game. So I think it's great fuel because we have a lot of experience, a lot of returning players. We're looking to have a great season this year.
Yeah, I think it really helps when you had a freshman quarterback, Dane Wininger, really start that playoff game. And he had a great performance. He had a couple touchdown passes, a couple rushing. Talk about how he's going to bring your offense replacing Gabe Manziel. And what are you excited forward to bring to his offense?
I'm really excited about Dane. I always see him in the weight room, working out, lifting. He's been eating. He's been getting bigger. He's been playing basketball. He's just really working on the athletic development. And I think he's a great leader too. He's not afraid to talk. Even though he's a young guy, we still tell him, "Hey man, you're a quarterback. You can talk." And I think it's great because he's just a great communicator with the guys, and I think he'll be great to lead us out into the season.
Besides him, you got Andrew McKnight. I think he had like 50 touchdowns last year. Donovan Crook, Colin Witherspoon, Lineman, Trials, Jacobson. I mean, the list goes on and on with the returning players that you guys have coming back. How much of a big impact is having those guys back from last year? And even talk about some of the other players as well.
It's huge having those guys. I mean, we've been playing like that. That class has been playing since like our sophomore year. We have so much experience, and it's just like we really know how these games go, and we really know how to win. So I think seeing how Donnie's been in there, Caleb, and Colin playing defense, and I think it's just going to be really great to fuel our defense and really fuel our whole team for this upcoming season.
And for you personally, you committed to the University of Minnesota. You'll be playing for Coach BJ Clark in the future. Just talk about that commitment to Minnesota, how it really fueled you to prepare for your upcoming senior season.
Felt really good. Felt like a lot of pressure off my shoulders. I wasn't worried about recruiting, and I could really just focus on Copley, focus on high school football, and get my team ready to have the best season that we can.
Yeah, what are some of your guys' goals and insights going into this season?
I think a big goal is just to improve on what we did last year. Make the playoffs, home playoff game, 5-5. But I think a lot of games that were really close until the end, we need to turn that over. We need to win those close games. We need to win those playoff games, and we really need to have a great season to do that.
Our here at Copley Indians quarterback Dane Wininger. And Dane, coming into this season, obviously you guys were at 1-4 at the middle of the season, but I think you guys turned it around. You won 4 of the last 5 to finish 5-5 to host a playoff game, which was your first career start when you replaced Gabe Manziel for that game. You had 3 touchdown passes. You had a rushing touchdown in that game. But just talk about how that last year's playoff game really fueled you guys to really come back with a lot of momentum going into this season.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of guys back, so I mean we're ready. So yeah, we just got a lot of guys back.
Yeah, I mean, for you personally, in that playoff game, which was your first start, you had, like I mentioned, you had a couple touchdown passes, you got a rushing touchdown. What are some of the things that you could look back on in that playoff game to improve going into your first season as a full-time starting quarterback?
I mean, I think I improved a lot throughout the summer compared to last year. I mean, grew as a leader, grew as a teammate, got a little bigger, stronger, faster. I think got a lot to improve.
Yeah, I think it really helps with some of the teammates you got back. You got Lucas Tielsch, the Minnesota commit, big offensive lineman. You got Andrew McKnight. I think he had like 15 touchdowns.
Yeah.
You have Colin Witherspoon, Lineman, Trials, Jacob Kasnusi, Hedrick Sequels. I mean, the list goes on and on with the many players you guys have returning. How much of a big impact is that having those guys back? And even talk about some of the other players as well.
Oh yeah, it's great. I mean, I got weapons all around me. There's nothing I really can't mess up here. I got Bryce Martin, Andrew. Got Adonis Robinson, Jacob, just got many weapons.
And for you, you're going to be replacing Gabe Manziel as quarterback. How excited you are to lead that offense just as a sophomore?
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I mean, Gabe led the team good, but I'm ready to take that next step. I'm ready to lead it.
Yeah, what are some of your team's goals and mindsets going into this season?
I think number one goal is be better than last year's team. Get that playoff win, get a playoff home. I think just win the playoffs.